Everybody, and welcome to the show. Genghis Khan himself once called the best way to spend a Tuesday night, unless you're feeling all stabby and murdery, that is. It's the 42 show.
And sticking a knife in tonight's news tonight, the news we're not going to cover. A Texas man pays $4,000 for an autographed Taylor Swift guitar at an auction and then smashes it to pieces with a hammer. J.D. Vance suffers campaign problems after he failed to enter a restaurant after being denied entrance. Yes. Oh, poor little bugger. And in more bum news and other rectums, doctors have documented a painstaking surgery to remove glass from a man's bowel after stuffing the jam jar up his bum. Not recommended, they say.
Wow, that's insanity.
You're only supposed to stuff one thing up there, and it's cocks.
Yeah, stick with gerbils. Safer. So here, speaking of things that belong in your ass, we've got Trump to start off with. Hey. Yeah, so he landed to the scene of Hurricane Helene, and despite claiming he wasn't going to politicize the disaster, he instantly started spreading falsehoods about Joe Biden and co. He lands and he says Joe Biden is sleeping and not responding to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, who he said was calling the president and hasn't been able to get him. He repeated the claim at an event with reporters after being told Kemp said he spoke to Biden already.
He just can't help himself, though, can he?
Yeah, he is 100% a confirmed outright liar. Biden, had a little quote. He's lying, and the governor told him he's lying, right? Because Biden knows too. The White House previously announced that Biden spoke by phone Sunday night with Kemp and North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, as well as Scott Matheson, mayor of a spot, and Florida Emergency Management Director John Look. Kemp confirmed Monday morning that he spoke to Biden the night before. And here's the quote. The president just called me yesterday afternoon, and I missed him and called him right back. And he just said, hey, what do you need? And governor said, we've got what we need. We'll work through the federal processes. It's all good. And Biden said, if there's any other complications or anything, call me directly. And the governor said he appreciated that,
And he called back 5 minutes later. We got a complication. Trump's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you get that guy out of here? It's not helping matters, right? But over the last several days, Trump has used the damage wrought by Helene to attack Harris, the Democratic nominee, of course, and suggests she and Biden are playing politics with the storm. But that's exactly what he's doing by attacking them over it.
I'm surprised he didn't blame them for it.
Yeah, right. And Biden had received updates throughout the whole thing. He was actually off at some holiday house or something, and some Republicans have been all over it, like, oh, look, he couldn't even be at the White House for it. Well, they're called telephones, people. I'm sure it was fine, right? You know what I mean? And then Trump was on social media, on his social media platform as well yesterday, claiming without evidence that the federal government and North Carolina's Democratic governor were, here's the quote, going out of their way to not help people in Republican areas. That is unbelievable for somebody seeking office to even start suggesting.
That's sick.
What an absolute piece of trash this guy is, right? And it goes on, but there's a little bit more we wanted to cover as well, because Trump was also attacked online after proposing a solution to crime that was literally the movie The Purge. At the rally in Pennsylvania on Sunday, former president, the Orange Man, suggested one way to decrease levels of criminal activity would be to allow police one rough hour to tackle the issue. That is instantly assuming that all cops want to just simply go out and shit kick people. Unbelievable, this guy, right?
Well, we know what cops are like, but I'm sure they're not really up for this.
Yeah, exactly, right? And he says one rough hour, and I mean real rough. The word will get out and it will end immediately. Are you kidding? Criminals know that there's big, long life sentences, even for just selling pot in a bunch of places in America. They still do it. The thought of, oh no, doesn't stop people who are criminally minded. It's ridiculous. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
They still have to eat. And that's basically what crime is all about, mostly, is just people trying to eat. So,
Yeah, capital punishment is supposed to be the ultimate deterrent, and yet people still commit murderous crimes. So, I mean, come on, this is just ridiculous, right? But
I do love how he's taking it like out the Nazi playbook.
Yeah.
Just beat the shit out of people.
Exactly. And social media just went nuts with it because, I mean, it's such an unbelievable thing. But, the whole Make America Great Again comes from the first movie. Make America Great is part of the slogan used in one of the Purge movies. And he literally just took it and turned it into MAGA. So it's no doubt that he actually came out with this. There's no doubt. It's unbelievable. But make no mistake how dangerous. Sorry?
Do you think that's the DVD he puts on when it's time for nights and sleepy buys?
Yeah.
I'll put the Purge on again.
Yeah, that's how he taught his son English, right? But make no mistake on how dangerous this guy is. There's a proposed solution. Like, Trump would be the guy to wall off New York so we could have a Snake Plissken movie in real life.
Oh, can we do that? Can we? That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then he'll get lost behind the walls of the New York, and they'll have to send in Snake Plissken to rescue him, but Snake Plissken won't want to.
Yeah, no, because he's a Democrat. No.
Yeah. I voted Harris.
Yeah.
It's on you.
So over to Caesar now, it seems.
Yeah. So one lovely image of Donald Trump to an even glorious image of Donald Trump. I don't like that one because it's all silhouetted. But a 43-foot tall nude statue of Donald Trump was installed near Interstate 15 outside of Las Vegas, sparking immediate controversy amongst its supporters. The foam and rebar installation, titled Crooked and Obscene, weighs approximately 6,000 pounds, not unlike Trump himself.
Yeah.
And is described as anonymous creators, described by its anonymous creators as anatomically correct. According to the artist, the nudity is meant to symbolize transparency, vulnerability, and the public personas of political people. Well, that's what they say. I think they just do it for a joke. The sculpture is planned to travel to other cities, although the specific dates and locations have yet to be announced.
I would like to add that Melania has already said she's never going to Vegas again.
I think they should just leave it on that crane, just drive it around America.
Make America grotesque again, 2024 tour.
Well, that's kind of ironic after all those January 6th pleas to hang Mike Pence, and you got Trump dangling off the crane. but Republican groups, however, condemned the statue. The Nevada Republican Party criticized it for its shock value, a bit like Trump, calling it offensive, a bit like Trump, especially for families driving through Las Vegas. Right-wing influencer Ian Miles Cheong suggested that Trump, if re-elected, should imprison those responsible for the creation. Yeah, that sounds about right, isn't it? Just lock them up.
Lock them up. Exactly.
Hang them. Crucify. Crucify's too good for them.
Oh, man.
This backlash followed shortly after Trump praised his own beautiful body during a political rally in Wisconsin. The statue was removed on Monday with plans to move it to other swing states during the 2024 presidential election. There he is, swinging in the swing states.
Even just the silhouette. Let me bring that up again. Even just the silhouette is just, it's all.
Yeah, there are more pictures. I don't know if you want to show, but we can.
Enough.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, go look it. Go look it up. It's quite hideous.
Okay, here we'll put up this one just so you guys can really see. Like that's.
It looks just like him. It's amazing. But apparently, the installation recalls a similar effort from 2016. But then meanwhile, in West Hartford, Connecticut, a 16-foot effigy of Kamala Harris has been erected as part of his annual Halloween political display. Was it the political historian Matt Warthauer? Harris' statue is likened to the Statue of Liberty and is surrounded by Halloween decorations, describing her as a stabilizing force in contrast to political chaos. He's also announced this year that as the final year of his long-running political Halloween displays. Oh, never saw him. Missed them.
Yeah.
Thanks for the thing.
Yeah. That's so funny, man. Oh, but unfortunately now it's etched into my brain and I'm probably going to be sick for the rest of the night. So that's
could be worse. It could be him.
Mm-hmm. So, not to flip the script too far and get away from things like that, because, well, we can't yet. We're not done. We've got the debate coming up between Tim Walz and Couchfucker.
In a matter of hours, isn't it?
Yeah, I do believe it starts at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, which would be 2 a.m. UK. 4 a.m. Ukraine. But yeah. And let's see here. There's a couple of tidbits I got. Fun fact here, actually, the debate takes place in the same studio that was once home to two long-running shows. One based on Truth, Captain Kangaroo. One not so much, Geraldo. So it's just like the contestants in the debate themselves. Pretty even, I would say. No live audience again, just like the last time. But but their microphones will not be automatically muted this time when one of them is responding. Yeah. So I do believe that Walz will have no problem keeping his composure, and Vance will go off like somebody who, just popped before the couch was ready.
It will be interesting to see.
Yeah. Right. And this time, the moderators will not be fact-checking either candidate and will instead put the onus on Vance and Walz to challenge one another's statements.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Right. There was some pushback from MAGA crowds over the whole, fact-checking thing by the moderators because the one side of the debate was the only side that got fact-checked. Well, that's because Trump's a liar. That's what's going to happen.
You can't stop him telling lies. Take the fun out of that.
Exactly. Right. So, so that's coming up just after, like, we'll be done by about 4:30-ish Pacific. So you got about an hour and a half between to order takeout, get some alcohol. And, it's going to be like a Mike Tyson fight as far as I'm concerned. Walls is just going to slap him around a bit like a cat playing with a mouse and then kick him against the wall.
Yeah, I always suggest getting a new 42-inch screen just in case. You want to smash things up a bit.
Yeah, get on Amazon and get your TV pre-ordered because you just might end up needing it. A couple of shout-outs to do here. Salt of the Red Earth, welcome to Shill Apprentice. Thank you oh so much, Salt of the Red Earth. And then we got UTV and Ham coming in with a super chat to help with the bills and such. Hey, thanks, UTV and Ham. Awesome. Thank you very much. And then we've also got a little announcement from, I guess it would be PubChat Sunday, right? We did the fundraiser to help Shayna get a proper generator set up with her still being out of power in her area that got the side swipe of Hurricane Helene. And we had enough donations and stuff come in. It just got closed like this morning or this afternoon, I think it was. And it's all ordered, and as fast as possible, they'll have it to her. So thanks, everybody. That was super cool.
Talking of super cool, I just want to check first of all if anybody in the chat, are there any werewolves in the chat tonight? Any werewolves or possible werewolves? Because exciting times for you because we got a new moon. Yes, Earth moon will soon have some company as a little mini moon. The mini moon, I don't think that's what they're actually officially calling it. The mini moon is actually an asteroid about the size of a school bus or a bus, 33 feet long, where it whizzes it by Earth on Sunday. It will be temporarily trapped by our planet's gravitational pull and the orbit of the globe, and it will spin around us for about 2 months before it pisses off again. The space rock 2024 PT5, that's a much more duller name, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was first spotted in August by astronomers at the Complutense University of Madrid using a powerful telescope. Of course they did. What else did they use? Like fucking divining rods. They read it in their tea leaves.
Yeah.
This short-lived mini
He used
moon.
a diagnostic tool for a Commodore 64 floppy drive.
Oh, look, just discovered another thing. So these short-lived mini moons are likely more common than we realize. An astronomer at Massachusetts Institute of Technology said last known was detected in 2020. This happens with some frequency, they said, but we rarely see them because they're very, very, very small and very hard to detect.
Yeah. When you do the whole thing of the Earth's gravity along with the moon's gravity being sort of a binary planet thing, then we have a lot of gravity to catch small things that just kind of spin around for a bit and go. My belief is that the pilots of these things are actually attracted to both our microbreweries and the strong smell of marijuana.
I think they're just like moths attracted by the light. What's that? We should put one of those like bug zappers up in space to catch all the aliens.
Yeah. We should be charging them some kind of tariff for exporting our beer and dope, right? But anyway,
back to the actual story. The mini moon will circle the globe for almost 57 days, but won't complete a full orbit. What?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, it because it kept being caught by the gravity of both the Earth and the Moon. It's a really wide sphere, so the thing is going to come in, and it's going to take a while to finish like 2/3 or whatever in orbit, but it won't be in close enough to truly be caught. So it's just going to get spun around and shot.
Oh, that's rubbish. They can't, what they're talking about is orbiting the globe and everything. You can't say it's orbiting the globe if it's not. It's just like passing by it and doing a bit of a wibbly
orbiting does make you think of more than one, or at least finishing one, but it actually won't. Yeah, it actually won't.
Bit like how I play baseball. Never get the home run. Anyway, but it's expected to pass by again in 2055. So put that in your diaries if you missed it the first time.
And the way that a couple of the astrophysicist type dudes have calculated this, there is a chance in the somewhat future that this thing could end up being caught into a more permanent orbit. But nobody's really sure yet, because you got to watch the trajectory of the out to a lot of calculations. Anyway, I've read a lot about this one today.
Yeah, but we're not doing the math though.
Yeah, exactly. No. So, a few times now on the show, I have ranted and raved about companies that are trying to put clauses in the terms of service for something like an app where you can't sue them because you have to be you're now in forced arbitration. Well, to a lot of people, that sounds like, yeah, but what's the big deal? Like, I'm ever going to really need to sue Netflix or something? And okay, I get that. But what about Uber? Because a married couple can't sue Uber now over severe injuries that were suffered in a 2022 car accident. And it's because of the fact that somebody had control of the phone, they're saying it was a younger person, but whatever, clicked continue when the new terms of service thing popped up. And in the new terms, the terms say that you agree to forego your right to trial in court in any way, and you're now in an arbitration thing. So, what? Yeah. And
that's fucking illegal.
Well, here's the thing is it stems from 2022, right? So you'd be like, well, that took a long time to settle. A lower court ruling said, Uber, you're out of your mind. No way. This is going to court. So the Uber did a appeal on that decision, and the higher court has unanimously, by 3 appellate judges, has said, no, Uber's terms of service are completely legal, and the family has no recourse but for forced arbitration. And the American court system has now upheld this. So now that this is being upheld, it's still going to fight because this is only second level. And I think there's probably 2 or 3 before they get to the Supreme. But we've already had 3 judges unanimously side on Uber. This is going to permeate society coming up, just like subscriptions for things like seats and suspension controls and stuff. You're now going to have every app's terms of service is going to be no lawsuit, forced arbitration. And then what happens if that phone, because that app was so badly coded, has a battery issue because it's overusing the power and it swells it up, and it's one of those phones that catch on fire, and that happens aboard like an airplane? Does that mean that Southwest Airlines can't actually take somebody to court and they're going to be forced into arbitration? Or is this only going to happen to us that don't have money for supremely high-priced lawyers?
Well, you know the answer to that one,
right? But this is really bad, and I've said on multiple times before, the law is no longer a system that protects average people and is there as this fair and impartial system of helping people deal with issues in life. It's so convoluted now that things like this are legal. You can just literally go and, because you're about to click this button, you can never sue me even if I completely fuck you over in a very bad way. How is that possible? How can you sign away your constitution or whatever inalienable rights in your country just by clicking go on an app?
I mean, it seems to me that, anybody who takes out public liability insurance can just put a clause into anything, so they don't have to buy public liability.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we still had the old credit card slips that were, carbon copies and all that, because I would write on them, oh, terms of service. By accepting my payment, you null and void your terms of service. There, I got around it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's going to get worse. So make sure you make, your voice heard on these kinds of things in life, because you don't want to be pushed around. And then all of a sudden the courts are going, no, that's fine. Bad. Okay. Oh, yes. Now it's time for tasty, yum, hi, hello things.
Well, I wish I kept this story towards the end of the show, because I could have said, well, we don't have much room for this story, but we're squeezing it in, because a man in Austria reportedly amputated his own penis with an axe after ingesting a heroic dose of psychedelic mushrooms. Fortunately, doctors in Austria were able to reattach his little mushroom. And the 37-year-old man was reportedly suffering from depression and alcohol abuse at the time of his psychotic break. I better not take any fucking mushrooms then. Oh my god! Blah blah blah. Yeah, we don't need to know about the bloody.
Oh my god!
But apparently, this is funny, because apparently this is the first documented case of Klingsor syndrome related to magic mushrooms, in which the
did you just say Klingon syndrome?
Klingsor. In which a psychologically disturbed person self-inflicts harm on their genitals. Now, what I find hysterical about that is apparently this is the first documented case of this, but they've already got a name for it. Well, it's never happened before, but we'll got a name for it.
Yeah, and the fact that I can't get. You don't chop your chap because you got issues in life. Seriously, dude, he's your best friend. Just leave him alone. You know what?
But he's under psychedelics. He was probably looking. Oh, there's a snake trying to eat my testicles. Cut it off. Who knows?
You know how much freaking mushrooms you got to eat so that you could be scared of your own pecker?
I'm scared of mine. I'm scared of yours. After decapitating his own little button mushroom, later he was spotted, by a townsperson after wandering from his home to seek help. They obviously didn't help him, because he arrived at the nearest hospital in critical condition about 5 hours later. The garage scene indicated to medical experts that the man had attempted to tie a piece of cloth around his penis to block blood flow, and then place the rest of the organ in a jar filled with snow.
What the fuck?
Doctors had to carefully clean the severed organ, which had been contaminated by dirt and snow, and managed to repair the tip and about 2 inches of shaft. The other pieces had been too damaged to reattach. Throw him to the dogs. The patient was unable to fully recollect the nightmarish event. He just woke up. Well, where's my penis?
Oh my god!
My beautiful cock.
Or why is there parts missing?
I'm sure it's bigger than that. Immediately following the surgery, the man was placed under the care of psychiatric professionals as he continued to suffer from bouts of psychosis for about a week to follow. On the mend, he later continued recovery in the urology department. Funny when you hear stories about people and their penis, and it gets into the news. And immediately the porn channels ring them up and say, we heard about your penis story. So do you want to be in our porn movie? I don't think this guy's going to have a porn career.
Yeah, it sounds to me it's like it's going to look like the handle for brass knuckles. Like they said, there's pieces missing, right? It's going to look like a serrated knife.
Yeah, like Gonzo's nose. It's like all bits and bobs everywhere. Or a melted candle. But in a follow-up story to this, experts are warning foragers to avoid using Google Images to identify mushrooms or penises after the search engine is delivering misleading AI-generated results. Searches for a number of common edible mushrooms return wildly inaccurate images as the top result, despite these images being flagged as AI-generated. Foraging experts warned this could lead to dangerous, if not deadly, errors for foragers trying to identify safe mushrooms to eat.
Wow.
This is potentially extremely dangerous. I mean, I would. We got mushrooms growing in our garden. They're lovely. I wouldn't even fucking touch them. No.
There's another mushroom that looks just like this one here. It's called the morel mushroom. They grow after burns, and be especially careful with them because there's false morels that are just pure poison, and they will screw you up.
Yeah, make you want to chop your penis off.
Yeah, I swear there's got to be some kind of like heavy meth addiction going on. You don't just do mushrooms and go, you know what? Cutting off my wanker is totally what I'm into tonight. It doesn't work that way. There's more to that. There's more.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Work your way up. Chop off somebody else's first.
Yeah. So here, we've talked about companies being assholes and stuff. Here's another. Mazda has recently surprised customers by requiring them to sign up now for a subscription in order to keep some of their services. So now one of them is remote start. Now you might think to yourself, well, how can they make you pay for remote start? Because you just have the button on your key fob and you just go blip and it goes bloop and then the car starts. Well, Mazda got rid of the little key fobby blip and bloop a little while back, and now it's just a phone app. And and they've decided that, we're tired of giving it to you for free because you spent way too much on our new cars that have no innovation but a little software and a couple of sensors and stuff. They decide they want $10 a month. And that's just for
fucking bollocks. This is absolute bollocks.
Yeah. And this is like we said a while back when BMW started. We said, you watch, because this is going to become rampant. And here it is, Mazda doing it. You can't even have remote start and stuff. Now, their little app does a few more things, like you can get vehicle updates on whether or not you're getting close to service intervals and things like that. But back in the 70s, you used to get an oil change and then they'd give you a little sticker you'd put in your windshield that told you your next mileage to come in for one. And you would come we don't need an app on the phone that's going to cost us $10 a month to talk to our cars just to make them start. So what happened is there was a dude who reversed engineered how this works, and he made an open source version of the software so you could just, make it happen yourself. No big deal. Mazda found out about it and they went psychotic with the lawyers, and they've put out a big DMCA takedown. This is totally illegal, blah, blah, but it's not. It was legally reverse engineered. There's nothing wrong at all. And we've had long established laws about proper reverse engineering and how to go about these things. But Mazda, they're just being bullies. They don't care about the law. They shut them down as fast as they could.
Oh, well, that's another car off the menu of cars to buy in the future.
I tell you what.
Get a short fucking list.
I tell you what. You're better off to go backwards a bunch of years and buy a car that's not so old, it's not safe, but, a newer fuel-injected car. But go and spend the $4,000 and get the suspension and the tie rods and the bushings and all that stuff redone. A few fuel lines and brake lines, master cylinder, things like that. You'll still be cheaper than a new car, and you'll never have to put up with this kind of garbage.
Can you imagine in 100 years time what it'd be like on YouTube videos or barn finds or will it start? No, it won't start because we haven't got the app.
Yeah, will it start? Well, we brought an old server here, and it's like, but that's the whole thing. And then a lot of the new tools that mechanics use to diagnose the car actually talk to servers as well. It's not completely self-contained. So what happens if those tools can no longer do their thing as well as they're supposed to? Even a reputable mechanic can't do it then, right? It's that bad.
I wonder why my new screwdriver's got a USB connection.
Yeah, exactly, right? You buy a toothbrush, it's like, the little cap won't come off the bristles until you connect it to Wi-Fi. What? The fuck, man.
What is going wrong with the world? It's insane.
So yeah, vote no, people. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Let's see here. We only got a few, so where do you want to go? Oh man, okay, there we go.
Let's go straight to the next one then.
Okay.
Because customs officers got a shock when checking a plane passenger's carry-on luggage and discovering a massive albino Burmese python.
Wow.
The size of him. That is not a banana for scale. That is a snake. The footage shows the suspect going through security at Tashkent airport in Uzbekistan before being instructed to open his carry-on luggage. He then unzips the bag and reveals the 10-foot-long snake curled up asleep inside. The man was promptly arrested with customs departments for the Tashkent region, saying in a statement that the attempt to smuggle a 3-meter snake at the border customs post was uncovered. Yes, it's believed that the snake is a tiger albino python. Tigers in Africa? Really not. And is native to South and Southeast Asia. Oh, okay. Customs added, since the animal is listed in the International Red Book of International CITES, permission is required to import it into the Republic of Uzbekistan. However, in the case above, the passenger was unable to present such documents to the officials. Of course he didn't. He was smuggling it. He was hiding it. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, as a customs official, you don't have to know what type of snake it is. If it's hiding in a bag, it's probably not allowed.
It's not, or his socks. Yeah. In 2022, 2 women took smuggling animals to a different level when they were found with 109 different animals in an airport. They were detained when an X-ray screening of their luggage revealed more than 100 creatures stuffed inside their bag. What do they think they are, Moses?
Each other, and yeah. They at the end there's just one fat predator in a bag. I mean,
like God told us to do it.
Yeah,
there's going to be a flood.
But somebody think of the animals.
Go on, you got a minute and a half yet.
Okay, so let's see here. Which one do I want? Oh yeah, so here, check that out. You ever seen that on YouTube? Video not available. Well, look at there. Let me just zoom this in for you a little bit. Make sure you get this. Come on. There. SESAC. That's the important part. Because what's going on right now is Adele, Bob Dylan, Green Day, REM, Burna Boy, Rush, and a bunch of other bands that I actually know. Are now unplayable on YouTube in the United States due to a legal dispute between the YouTube and the Performing Rights Organization, SESAC. There's also ASCAP and a few others, BMI and Blood. What they do is these are the companies that you register with, and they collect your royalties and pay them to you, right? So that you don't have to bother because you're a musician and you're too busy sitting on your golden toilet or whatever. I don't know. But because this CSAC, CSAC, yeah,
ASCAP.
Yeah, there we go. So because they have the rights, they have the rights to the rights for distribution. They can make people renegotiate and whatnot. Now, it used to be that, like SOCAN, the one in Canada, if your record was played on the radio, they would collect 37 cents and cut it between the publisher and the writer, and that was that. But in this day and age, these companies now have the ability to negotiate with their other people like YouTube, Spotify, and stuff. And what happens is these greedy companies keep wanting more and more and more and more and more for songs that have earned so much money over time. It's not funny and blah, blah. And so the bottom line here is if you can't get some of the songs you like to listen to on YouTube right now, all you can do is blame one word or two, excessive greed, because that's all it is.
It's insane. It's insane.
Look at it this way. Every single one of those artists right now, if we were to play one of their songs, they would get a percentage chunk of their ad revenue for this show, which would end up being like, $2 or $3. So they would probably get $1 because we played their song. And if we played 10 songs, they would all get, 20 cents or 15 cents or 10 cents or whatever the hell it is. But on Spotify, they get 0.0013 cents for each play. So figure it out, right? It's unbelievable, stupid. But we got a couple of shout outs to do before we end here. We got Yvonne Way in with a super sticker. Queen of the super sticker around here, no doubt. We got Paul Gilbert coming in with a super chat. The best show on the internet. Thank you, Paul, so much. The best people and the best motives. Makes me feel good inside. Slava Ukraine. Heroyam Slava. Hey, that was a great super chat shout out. Thanks, Paul. Thanks very much. Darren Vaughn, super chat as well. Commodore 64, the Model T of computers. Oh, yeah, but, I would give it more of a higher role than that even because, a lot of people that brought us the stuff we love now cut their teeth on that, right? Maybe it's more like the first Ford with a flat head because it spawned racing. But you know what I mean. I love it. Thank you. Fred Bear in the chat, $10 super chat. Thanks for the fun time. Thanks for joining us, Fred. And Darren Vaughn again. Love the Shills. Been unemployed. Finally a job. Hey, congratulations. I hope you have the kind of job where you can fire stupid people for making your life miserable.
Oh, shit. I hope he's not in charge of us.
So tune in next week when he hires new hosts for the show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks to the team in the credits, and we're out of here.
Bye.
See you Thursday. And a big shout out to our team who help us do everything in the background, organize news articles, keep things on track and on form, and watch out for everybody as well. We got Annette, PJ CNET, Shayna Caldwell, Chris Lundy, and Super Chat Matt. And remember, Nick's got an in-time stream in 45 minutes, so he'll be live in about an hour. Be there.
And we'd like to say thank you so much for everybody who's sending super chats, become channel members, all the donations, and all the other things that help keep the channel ticking. We love you. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like on the way out. I'm going to do that right now, so you can just figure out the same one, right? Just do it. And don't forget to share us out. Share us out on social media, or share us out in other some strange ways. Become a new moons. Orbit the Earth. And say, look at me, I watch the Shills, aren't I great? And so should you. Or you could just do social media. But whatever you do, share us out. And don't forget to comment. And if you're not subbed already, make sure you are subbed, because you might be new here. You never know. Make sure you're subbed, because we're trying to get to those 10,000 subs, the glorious number. We'll see you all on Thursday. Cool, that was a long one. Shall I shut up now?
Yeah. And remember, everybody, if you need to scratch your ass in public, take a look around and make sure nobody's watching. Thanks for joining us.
We'll get someone else to do it for you. Stay silly!
Oh, yes, with a six-pack and a little rummy rub.